Now, with a pivotal game 2, Seagaz tries to even out the series with a battle of elves. We've got already elves rushing in, so let's take a look as Seagaz takes his wood elf, or SPB takes his wood elves into Seagaz high elves. And yeah, with Seagaz taking the last game in a brutal Skaven mirror, SPB needs this in order to try and have a chance to win this series and the tournament. Yeah, let's take a look. We've got Glade Riders and Wild Riders with shields out on this flank. Same on the opposite flank. The Wild Hunters of Kurnos, of course, over there. We've got Lost Sylvan, Great Stag Knights, led by a Glade Lord in the center. Wildwood Rangers and Dryads. So another aggressive rush build, which I certainly appreciate. Seagaz has gone with a little bit more of a balanced approach. He's got 4 Illyrian Reaver Archers, including Heralds of the Wind. Somewhere Rider of Rohan is smiling about this. Illyrian Reavers in the back. Lothern Sea Guard, front line of Spearmen. Techless. So it's kind of the early game High Elves, like, full stack army, which is pretty potent in multiplayer because just great leadership and like decent stats all the way around, and especially against something like the Wood Elves. The lack of armor piercing on any of these units becomes an absolute non-issue. We're also on a map which, you know, High Elves have managed to seize a pretty advantageous position where they have a very slight hill advantage on the Wood Elves as they try and approach here. And of course, with their range units, they can more or less dictate. Wood Elves could try and pull back and just hold the victory location. Since this is Conquest, they could actually kind of coax the High Elves down from the hill, and maybe honestly should have, but with an aggressive rush build, SPB just wants to get in there and get bloodied, so we'll watch on a nice wide angle as the Elves charge the Elves. Wild Riders and Stag Knights impacting the front line, yeah, all across. Dryads getting in there. The one Wildwood Ranger in the center gets pretty beat up on some by archers here. Yeah, the archers, Lothern Sea Guard, just absolutely turning them into pincushions. Pretty nasty on the value trade there, but let's see if he can break through the front line in the meantime with the Dryads. And yeah, over on the flanks here, Illyrian Reavers 2v1 versus Glade Riders are going to be able to win that engagement. Techless also pulls back to the woods just so that he's not at any risk here. And the High Elves likewise over here. Illyrian Reavers plus the Reaver Archers might be able to win this. There is a Wild Rider that got tangled up in this engagement as well. They're going to be fairly vulnerable to the shooting. The Heralds of the Wind instead choose to charge on in. Don't know that that will go particularly great for them. Of course, Wildwood Rangers are anti-infantry now. At one point, they were sort of kind of anti-large in a weird way. But anyway, yeah, this is looking so far pretty close. Hard to say. Stag Knights getting some nice healing sustain, and they're not going to take a massive amount of burst damage here, so as long as that Spellsinger of Life can manage to sustain them through it, although they really do need to get through these Lothern Sea Guard and get into the archers as well. Dryads kind of getting rear charged as they get through as well onto the Lothern Sea Guard. In the back line, yeah, the Dryads doing a decent job. They've cleaned up a lot of the High Elves models, Sea Guards and Archers getting broken and even shattered in some cases. But, ooh, the Terror just now kicking in for those Lothern Sea Guard. But the Lost Sylvan Knights took a lot of damage in the process. Despite their physical resistance, 0 armor means, you know, all the shooting, all the spear damage is definitely going to get through over time. And it looks like the Sylvan Knights actually rout there. They do get one more Earthblood. I'm curious, did he actually bring Regrowth? No. Would have been really nice to have Regrowth in this situation because you need some burst healing to get them fully back into the fight. Can also fully refresh their vigor as well, pretty much. So let's see. They might get actually chased off by Reaver Archers here. Seagaz, throughout this tournament, has proven very skillful at chasing routing units and just checks the Sylvan Knights off the edge of the map, and that might be a back-breaking blow for the Wood Elves. There's still a lot of Reaver Archers. Some regular Archers managed to rally to the cause as well. And all across the board, yeah, the Wild Hunters of Kurnos also getting chased off the edge there by Reavers. So in relatively quick order, we see Seagaz very likely prevailing. A little Flock of Doom here from Techless. Going to do very cost-efficient damage against the Wildwood Rangers in particular. Blade Lord charges in. He's got a few Dryads here to support him, but mostly across the rest of the field, High Elves reign supreme. And yeah, let's see here. The Glade Lord himself, yeah, it looks like he's going to throw in the towel. I was going to say, I don't think he can do a lot on his Great Stag Mount, but I don't think he can really carry about against so many spears remaining. So yeah, relatively quick one, but SPB conceding there, and Seagaz takes the win on the series and the entire tournament. Big congratulations to Seagaz. Really impressive stuff. Multiple games I've been consistently impressed by his builds, his execution. Really, really excellent play. SPB also did a great job. You know, definitely nothing to be ashamed of with a close second. But ultimately, the games shook out as they did. So definitely a fun one for sure. Really enjoyed this tournament, like I said at the top. Thanks to Moors for inviting me to cast these. It's been very enjoyable and a nice way to get some good competitive action in the lead up to Thrones of... or Tides of Thrones. No. Tides of Torment. But we'll be bringing you some DLC content very soon. Nonetheless, I'm going to have a few more replays from some old friends for the next few days until we get to that early access time. And then, yeah, we'll have some new stuff to show you all. So thank you all so much for watching, sticking with me through these trying times. Thank you once again to Moors. Thank you to all the competitors. And, yeah, congratulations, ODM, and specifically Seagaz. Great showing.